Well, welcome. It's time for Meet the Driver again. This is Mike Molesky. This is my podcast. I don't see anybody watching just yet. Oh, there are four watching. Say hello on the chat if you're on. So today we're back to doing Meet the Driver interviews, and we have the esteemed Terry Throwbridge. I got him on mute now, so he can't say anything right now. So me saying that, but I'll take him off right now and say hello to everyone on the stream. Mr. Throwbridge, how are you?
I'm okay, thank you, everybody.
I said Throwbridge again. You just corrected me, and there's no H in your name. It's Trowbridge.
There isn't. No, there's definitely no H in it.
All right. So yeah, our first interview of the year, and we've started season 13 already. So let's start with you, Terry. Tell us your age, if you don't mind. Tell us your age, if you don't mind. Oh, can you hear me, Terry? Did we lose you? Hello, Terry. Terry. We lost you.
Right, I'm 75 years old at the moment.
That's why I asked, because I hear you're one of our older guys.
Yeah, I think there's maybe one or two older, but not too many.
And obviously, you are from Britain. Tell us what is your hometown.
Now, I'm on the south coast of the UK, down in right on the very south coast of England, in a seaside town. It's very much tourist based around here. Not much in the way of industry. There's obviously some smaller businesses here, but mostly a tourist area.
I have it up on the screen right now. So yeah, quite south of England, isn't it?
Yep, we're not as far south as you can go. If you go down further down, like Devon and Cornwall, that's a bit further south. But we're pretty much just across the water from the Isle of Wight, which is a little island off the south coast here, which is another tourist area.
And many people would have heard of Portsmouth, not very far away. And Southampton,
Yep,
I guess, is probably even bigger.
Just up the road.
Yeah. Well, you're pretty far south, though, for England. And I haven't been to the UK a couple of times. I'm very careful how I talk about England. Oh, you know what? I don't think people were hearing you there for a second. Yeah, so you're in Portsmouth. Or Bournemouth, sorry. Portsmouth's close by, yeah.
Yeah, that's just up the way.
Yeah.
Southampton and Portsmouth,
Yeah.
Two biggish cities.
And when I click on the picture here of your town, the one thing that comes up is a big beach. So you're on.
Yep, we have a huge beach here. Probably what we're known for most of all.
Once for everybody watching, Terry can't see live my pictures on the screen. He'll see it in a couple of seconds if he's got YouTube up with the YouTube delay. Can you see the picture that came up? That's a huge beach.
I have got YouTube on, but I haven't seen the picture come up yet.
It's that low. It's that far behind. So
Yeah. I've just muted YouTube. Otherwise, I've got two voices going on. It's very
at the same
confusing.
time. Yeah, that looks like Bondi Beach. It's so nice. It's a beautiful beach.
Yeah, it is a large beach, and we got the pier there, a big pier where there's a theatre on the pier where they have bands and plays and all that type of thing.
So you're probably a fair good tourist destination for people around the area then.
Yeah, I mean, when the weather's good in the summer months, we're the population just balloons during the summertime. I very rarely go down there, quite honestly, because it's there. It's always been there all my life. You don't sort of bother so much with it. I'm more likely to go for a walk this time of the year on the beach than I would be in the summer. Go down in the summer.
Yeah, it's too busy too, probably.
Yeah.
But water must be a little chilly too, isn't it?
Would be this time of the year, but it's about September time. In October, it's about its warmest, but it's still cold. Too cold for me now. I've gone past swimming in the cold sea now.
Oh, you know what? I think nobody was watching because I forgot to push it over to your side. That's what we were looking about and talking about on the screen, by the way. So I'll leave that there for a second, and then I'll show you back again where you are in. I think I forgot to send it out to the stream. That is where.
Yes, that's
there
it.
you go. Now you see it. That is where Terry is from, in the south side there, Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. That's it. I mean, we've got two places. It used to be two separate places. There's Christchurch next door to us and Poole the other side. And it used to be just, they were all separate towns, but over the years, the building, they're joined up now. It's just one big area. We've got our local council covers the three places, Bournemouth, Poole and Christchurch.
Now you mentioned Isle of Wight, which I'm gonna.
Isle of Wight.
Yeah, that is that famous for something? I just seem to remember seeing that. No,
there's not really. I mean, it's got some. There are some quite famous things there. There's some castles, and there's an area on one side where the cliffs. If you look at the cliffs at the sea, where they've been eroded away, it's all in layers of different coloured sandstone.
Oh, okay.
And they're literally you, when you go there as a tourist thing, you can buy like a little glass thing of the Isle of Wight. It's got all the stuff inside of it, the many colours of the thing. But other than that, it's not famous for anything in particular. Oh, they have the sailing regatta there at Cows Week.
Oh yeah.
So that might be something. And there's a lot of sailing goes on around there. Then you've got Portland the other way, which is where the our international sailing thing is.
Cool. Well, let's get back to you then. What did you do for a living, or are you still working?
No, I'm not still working. I finished when I was 63. What happened was I worked for myself. Well, it was my dad's business, and I worked with him in landscape gardening till I was about 50 years old.
Okay.
And then I decided at that point, my dad had passed away by then, and I was on my own. And so I thought, I got to do something different. I don't want to work for myself anymore. I'm fed up with the stress of, you're doing all your pricing, all your books, and all the rest of it yourself. And so I thought I'll go for a job as a van driver, something nice and easy, take away the stress of that. And I applied to a local company who do the reconditioning of car engines, bus engines, anything to do with the automotive repair stuff, all the machinery for doing that. And I went and I had a chat with the guy and said that I sat there and we were chatting, and I said that I was interested. I always played with cars and always, built engines myself and all the rest of it. And they offered me a job as retraining on the machines there, which I did until I was 63 when the firm closed down. He couldn't sell it. He wanted to retire, couldn't sell it as a going concern. But we were all made redundant, and that was the end of it. So I retired at that point.
Oh, good. Yeah. Excuse me. So that's pretty interesting. So let's talk about how about family? Kids?
Family. I've got the wife who's downstairs, probably listening to me, and I've got one daughter. She lives next door to me.
Oh, nice. That's cool.
It was a situation where my family, when my grandfather moved to Bournemouth, because he comes from a farming family out in Dorset, which is the county that's near us. There were 6 sons, and the farm couldn't support them all, so he left home and moved to Bournemouth and started up the gardening business. And he bought 3 houses here. Because obviously, like everywhere in the world, the houses and ground which was cheaper then in those days, back in the 30s this was. And I live in where he used to live when he first moved over here, and my father bought the house next door. And when my mother passed away, she left it to me, and so my daughter lives there.
Ah, cool.
And so it's like the family thing still.
Yeah, yeah. She giving you any grandchildren yet?
No, she doesn't want children, and I've got no problem with that. Some people say to me, "Oh, don't you miss having grandchildren?" Not really. It's her decision, her
Oh yeah,
her
of
life.
course. Yeah.
She prefers to, you know, enjoy her life. She's married, and her husband, they decided they didn't want kids, which is fine. So
Yeah,
we got cats instead. Got cats instead. A couple of cats.
Okay. Well, no, it's fine. That's why people make decisions, and that's mature enough to say that kind of thing. In the old days, everybody just did what happened, right?
Yeah, everybody. It was the rules, wasn't it? You got married, you had kids, and that's how it worked. But it's a bit different now.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, now let's get into how you got into sim racing.
Well, that was basically, it was always probably going to happen at some point. I'd always been played with cars, did a bit of autograss racing when I was a teenager, and then when I got married, it sort of disappeared for a long time. And then I suppose it was about 1990, 89, 90. My daughter, who was then 17, had passed her driving test. We bought her a car, did the car up, and then she went with her boyfriend at the time on a car rally, and came home to me and said, "I want to go rallying, Dad."
Wow.
And so I said, "Oh, right." So I went and saw somebody that I was quite friendly with, who I knew, who had a sort of hands on some cars, like rolling shells with no engines or gearbox or anything like that.
Okay.
Bought an Escort, bubble arched Escort off of him, rolling shell. Got hold of a couple of engines, built them myself, and we went rallying for about 4 years, which was great fun. I mean, we're never going to win any major stuff. It was all clubman stuff, local, but it was good fun. I started off navigating for her, but as she got quicker, she had some better navigators with her, and she navigated for me all the time.
Wow.
And then I wrote the car off just for fun, just hit a tree sideways, which is probably, thinking back, it's one of the worst moments of my life, because we hit the tree sideways, and it's always the passenger side that hits the tree.
Yeah.
And when we stopped, she was unconscious for a little while.
Oh my.
And I sat there for a minute, and then I got out of the car, and I can remember it like day, walking back up the stage, just holding my head, saying, "What have I done? What have I done?"
Yeah.
We ended up at the hospital for about 2 or 3 hours, and she was okay. She came round, but she had whiplash for about a week.
Okay. How old was she? How old was she then? How old was she then?
She was 18 then.
Oh wow.
18, 19, something like that. And but yeah, she's okay. She doesn't hold it against me. Well, not a lot.
What did she? What was the first thing she said to you when she came to? Do you remember?
Where are we? Why are we in the hospital?
Oh, wow.
They'd taken us off in the ambulance to the hospital to get checked out. I was okay, because as a driver, you always are. You because you know it's going to happen.
Yeah.
You see it coming, and so I got into the rallying, and then we that sort of passed, and we ran out. Really, it was just too expensive. We were spending too much money on it.
Yeah.
And so we sold the rally car, and then went model car racing. The radio controlled model car racing.
Yeah.
Started off with doing what they call the IC thing, the internal combustion engine ones. But that was costing us nearly as much as the rallying, to be quite honest. It was so expensive.
Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it got silly money. And then I went. We did the electrics, and with her husband, as is now, but it was her boyfriend at the time. We used to go and race electric cars. Then sort of drifted out of that, and then computers came along, and started off by building a computer, playing computer games. Played first sim type game was Jeff Crammon's Grand Prix
Oh, okay.
on
Yeah.
on the PC, which was some years ago.
Did you
Then I got into the
did you gravitate towards racing though all the time? On your
yes,
yeah,
pretty
yeah,
much.
yeah.
Played some shoot 'em ups at the time when but sort of slowly gravitate, and then got a PlayStation, and then got into GT,
Yeah.
and then it was Gran Turismo all the way through, and then got online playing with people on Gran Turismo, and then one or two of them sort of drifted over to PC, and so I got drifted back onto the PC and ended up sim racing.
Now,
And
did the daughter and the son-in-law stay into it too? That's where you're getting your computer stuff knowledge, or is that something you picked up on your own?
my daughter just plays normal games. She doesn't get involved with sim racing or anything like that. It doesn't appeal to her. My son-in-law, he plays a few, but not many. He's more of an adventure game type person. He loves doing adventure games where he can challenge his brain to find the answers to some of the problems that you get on those type of things. They just annoy me. I get too frustrated.
Yeah,
I
I'm the same way. Yeah, but at least they can help you with their computer stuff. If you sound like you're administrators. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the computer-wise, I build my own computers now, and don't really sort of have to resort to help. I mean, we help each other if we get issues, but
good.
Touch wood, don't get too many. Thank goodness.
Yeah. I before I forget, I see there's a few people watching on the stream, and I noticed Chris Bourne is on. If you want to ask Derry a question or give him a razz, don't be shy. Set it up on the chat. So I'm going to put up your rig now, and I said this guy's got a serious wheel problem here.
I have. You're right.
You got one. You've got my button box for the Fanatec button box for the Porsche. There is what you did, but I see.
Yeah.
I see you did the same thing. You put it's a Porsche button box, but you put a Ferrari wheel on it, or rim on it.
Yeah. I mean, to be quite honest, since I bought this Sim Magic Neo, and since I bought that, and I've got that working, I haven't been using the other wheels very much, because I've sort of fallen in love with this. It's great size, and it's comfortable, and I can happily drive for a long time without having to worry. Yeah, I am addicted to wheels, Chris. You know that. He knows that. I've spoken to him about that before. Can't help it.
I'm just counting there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wheels.
Yeah, and there's another one round the corner. There's a seventh one. I've got a rally wheel just round the corner as well.
Right above the wheels on the bottom left of the picture. What is that? Is that?
That's just all. That's the bottom left. The blue thing, you mean?
Yeah.
That's just all the plugs. That's everything that's plugged in.
Oh, okay.
That's all the electrics.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that crazy?
I know.
The lights dim in the neighborhood when you turn everything on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, they're all plugged in there, and that's a surge protected thing. And there's a set of LED lights that actually show you how much current you're using.
Okay.
So you sort of keep your eye on it all the time, quite easily.
And it looks like you have speakers right up by your ear. That's kind of cool.
That's for the surround. I've got three
surround?
speakers in front of me underneath the monitor. There's a subwoofer on the floor, and those are the two rear speakers for the 5.1.
Does that? Do you notice a kind of a surround effect?
Yes, yeah.
That's pretty good.
I mean, on ACC, you can all the engine noise comes from behind you.
Oh, that's cool. I should try.
Which is where it would do from the exhaust systems, and the engine is sat behind you in a lot of the cars. You see.
Yeah. Okay. My wife's not going to be happy about that. That's a great idea to put that on there. Now we got the front view pedals. What kind of pedals are you running?
Hustenvelts.
Oh, okay.
They're Sprints, and those red covers on there. My son-in-law printed them on his 3D printer for me. They just stick on the onto the metal. pedals
Yeah.
to get a better grip on those. But
Yeah, I have them myself. They're great pedals, that's for sure.
and that's the Sim Magic Neo wheel that's on there at the moment.
Is that the one you like the best?
Yeah, I'm sort of. It's the first one from Sim Magic that you could actually use on a Fanatec base, because it's a Fanatec DD
There, I just zoomed it in,
DD1 base.
zoomed it in a little bit there. Yeah.
And the but that's just stickers on the side of it for the Aston Martin.
Oh yeah.
On the base. Yeah, that's the Fanatec base, and that's the Neo. I like it because it's all the lights, so I can have the lights really dim in the room, and all the buttons are illuminated, so I can do it
right.
just by glancing down.
I have seen that. Yeah, I've seen that one advertised. That is not. You like that, do you? Yeah.
Oh, I do. Yeah. I mean, value for money. It's great because it's about. I think it's probably about the same for you. Around about $290 or £290 over here.
Mm-hmm.
And then you buy this thing called a Maglink, and it actually connects via a little magnetic thing from USB that you just clip onto the back of it, and then all the lights come on, and you run it through their software. And I got a little emulator from Sim Racing Machines, which goes into the where the wheel would normally plug in.
Okay.
And you just put that in, and that fools the base into thinking it's got a Fanatec wheel on, and away you go.
That's cool.
Really easy, and it works really well.
And I see you got a couple of lovely dashboard things on your.
Yeah, that's just a little 6-inch tablet, and one of my old mobile phones is that's a button box. Actually, that is you can. That's on the touch screen. You see, you can operate all the buttons.
Yeah.
That are on there.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, it's nice to have those little dashes right there, isn't it? It looks like
yeah.
You printed some 3D mounts too, obviously.
Yeah. But the beauty of having the dashes there is I can move my seating position right forward on the actual game, so I don't see the wheel and I don't see the dashboard in the car at all.
Yeah.
So you get a better view, especially on the wide screen. Mm-hmm. By moving forward, you can see both sides of the car quite easily, both front wings. You can see where a bit better for sort of your spatial awareness.
And you sent me a picture of a car. What is that all about?
That was my last what I would call performance type car. It was a Celica GT4 WRC, which was the one that Toyota got banned from the. They got banned from the WRC for a year for cheating with the turbo. And that was the one that I think the last people to drive it was Joar Kankkunen and can't remember now. But that was my last type performance car, that's a 2-litre turbocharged 4-wheel drive WRC car.
And that's a different looking car for rally racing too, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It wasn't the normal one. Although the full Celica range did actually do it from the Mark 1 GT4 right through to that one.
Yeah.
But that was just a friend of mine had the garage where the rollers were, had a 4-wheel roller in there, so we bunged it on the rollers and
did a dyno, yeah.
Yeah, dyno there. Just under 300 brake.
Wow, nice. Is that a rear-wheel drive?
No,
front. Oh, 4-wheel drive.
4-wheel drive, yeah.
Oh,
4-wheel drive.
Oh, wow. What year was it? I think you said it already, but I forgot.
That was that one was a 1994 one, and I had the car. What was it? 3 years old when I had it, so it was I might have been a bit later than that. But it's what they call a JDM, which is a Japanese domestic market. It's been imported to the UK from Japan.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a right-hand drive. I see.
Yeah, well,
For you guys, that's normal.
The Japanese and the Australians and the people in New Zealand drive on the right side of the road like we do,
Okay.
the left-hand side.
I get that. I just got back from there this summer, and I had some fun on that side of the road.
It's different, isn't it? I mean, it's like when I've been into Europe and driving over there, I find it so difficult. Roundabouts are the thing.
Roundabouts. I was just going to say that. Yeah.
You approach a roundabout, you want to go your way round it, but you don't.
Yeah. Well, my favorite story about roundabouts and on that side of the road was in Ireland, where they put a dot in the middle of a regular intersection and call it a roundabout.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, we call them sort of mini roundabouts. They're just a little lump of cement in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
Just drive over those.
All right, let's talk about your racing career now. Last year you were fourth, 1 point ahead of Jeremy. Did you realize that in the last race of the year? I think I was.
No, I didn't. I mean, all these flipping. I tend to seem to be doing quite well, and then I have a couple of bad races or something goes wrong. I've had a couple of in the last championship thing. I had a couple of malfunctions in the equipment side of things.
Well, I can tell you right away what happened. What it was. You had a first race. You had second race. A first at Valencia.
Yeah.
2 seconds at Kyalami and Monza. A DNF at Imola. Was that the one where you had the malfunction?
Yeah. What I had was, the magnets that go on the shifters.
Okay.
One of the magnets came unglued and just flipped around and jammed between the shifter and its casing, so I couldn't downshift coming into the pits for the pit stop. So I got DQ'd for arriving too quickly.
Yeah, you get DQ'd if you're really speed,
right? I was moving. I was trying like mad to get it shift down. It wouldn't, but. I had a couple of bad ones, and then I can't remember what the other one was.
But you started off this year pretty good, first.
Yeah, I'm trying to make amends for it this year.
First, and you're silver class, of course, right?
Yeah.
Be careful.
I'll probably end up in platinum if I do any good. So
yeah, you'll have to sandbag a bit. You have to sandbag a bit.
I was going to say what I do is I start off well, have some good races, then have some bad ones, so that I don't finish up at the top.
Maybe we can have an age rule, and you can stay silver fox forever.
Yeah,
how's that?
Yeah, that sounds good to me.
Now, is this a new livery that I'm looking at?
No, it's the one that I've used all the time. I've used it for some time. It's Nikos did it for me. It was originally on the Aston Martin, and that's a genuine Aston Martin livery, but it was they had it in red and blue, and I just changed the base colour, which is that purple, which I've used for a little while, and Nikos keeps morphing it onto when I change cars. He does it for me and just puts it on the other one, but I think it looks nice on the McLaren.
That looks great actually, and I love it as an announcer when people keep the same color schemes. It's easier to see you when you're.
It is, it's nice and easy. You know who people are straight away.
Yeah, exactly. Now, I think it was Brian Murray I was chatting with, saying, "Hey, we're going to talk to him next week." He's not on I don't think he's on the stream, but he was going to ask a question about the Four Horsemen thing on top of your roof or on the side also.
Yeah, it's an American actually. It's an American tuning company called Four Horsemen Racing.
Oh, okay.
They sell wheels and performance parts and all that sort of thing, exhaust systems. I don't know where they are in the States, but I know they're in the States because the original Aston Martin was done in those colours for a Canadian round of one of the championships, and that's where I got it. I just got it off of the internet, the actual original color scheme.
I thought Brian thought it was something to do with Grateful Dead or something like that. Some song.
No, not the Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse. It wasn't that.
Okay.
Although it's quite a good idea, and it is quite apocalyptic sometimes, isn't it? The racing.
Yeah, right. Well, we do have a lot of fun. We do have a lot of fun. Don't we?
It's great fun. Yeah, I enjoy it. I can't race as much as I used to. I tend to get a few aches and pains now if I do too many races. That's why I tend to do the sprint on a Monday, and I'll do the longer race on a Saturday.
Yeah.
And I do a lot less practice than I used to. I mean, I'd practice all week, but now I do it. I end up with aching shoulders, my knee aches, and it just comes with the territory, doesn't it?
Yeah, yeah. What kind of pressure you have on your brake pedal?
Not a lot. I only run about 45 to 50 kg.
Yeah, okay. I'm running 40 also.
That's enough. That's enough for me. Otherwise, if I run any more, I know Chris runs about 100. I think he told me once. But yeah, if I run much more than that, I can't walk when I get out of the rig. I hobble around.
We'll have to get Chris on sometime and see what his legs look like. Maybe he's got these big trunks for legs.
Well, no. When I first spoke to him, he had some sort of problem, and he had a leg brace thing on, and
oh wow!
I thought it was just from actually pressing the brake pedal, but I think it was playing football.
Oh, okay.
Because he's only a youngster, you see.
Yeah, yeah. You run soft or hard rubbers? Hard, yeah.
It's absolutely rock hard. I probably got about maybe inch and a half movement on the pedal.
Yeah,
that's it.
No, well, you're certainly up there. I know people know that you're up there in age, but you're certainly up there in our league too. Because these 51-year-olds are going to start killing us.
Yeah, the trouble is we're getting older, but the ones coming in at the bottom are getting younger. So they've been playing computer games longer than we have.
Yeah. No, I know. Oh, Derek says he's only running.
Oh, Derek, he only runs 35.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, his birthday pedals.
Yeah,
Derek, did you get new pedals? He calls them birthday pedals, so he must have got some Hoosing bells.
That's a different. I don't. Yeah. It must be probably sprints.
Yeah.
Well, he might have gone and had the ultimates, but I can't afford. Well, I could afford them, but I'm not going to spend that much money. I'm quite happy with the sprints.
Yeah, no, they're amazing. And when I opened that box, this is nice engineering for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've had them quite a long time now because I had the Fanatec V3s before that, and they were all right. They were good, but I just prefer these because they're three separate pedals, so I can move them about and space them as I want them.
Yeah, and the angles
is a lot better.
Else. How long have they been around? They've been around a while.
I've been around a long time. Yeah, okay. I did break the spring on the throttle pedal somehow. That broke, but I sent them an email, and about 2 days they sent me a new spring for nothing.
No, I know, and I watched their videos of their factory and all. It's very, very nice. Very nice. Yeah, they making it. I don't know how much money they're making, but they certainly they're the thing to get. That's for sure. Any other hobbies while we're on the top?
Photography. Although I don't do it as much as I used to. I had a spell where I used to go around the rallies taking pictures before the days of digital photography. But I got into digital, but I've got loads of rally photographs, far too many.
Yeah.
I just earlier in the year I just bought a new camera because I did have a Pentax K3 with a couple of lenses, but I found that it was just too heavy to lug it all around with the lenses. So I bought myself a Nikon P1000 bridge camera, but it's got a 125 times zoom.
Yeah, they're amazing. Those little, and they're tiny, aren't they?
This one's a bit with the big zoom. It's quite big, but the other one is they do a smaller one. They do the P900, the P950, which are smaller. But I went for the one with the longer zoom, and it's just the one camera to carry around now. Just one case. I've got no messing about with it. I'm still learning my way around it, though. It takes a little while.
Yeah, well, it's all the same. Photography is photography, right? You just got to learn. You got to learn all the buttons. That's all.
That's it. Yeah, well, it's and you guarantee that when I'm taking doing wildlife or anything like that. I always press the wrong one or make the wrong setting, but it'll come.
Yeah. So how about eSeniors? What do you want to say to the eSeniors community?
Well, I can't say that on here. That might upset them. No, I'm very happy with everybody. It's gone through its metamorphosis now of what happened a few years back, and yeah, I'm happy enough here. And most people are fair racers. I don't. There's odd people that you look in the mirror and you think, is he gonna break in time or what? But most of the time, most people are pretty fair, and if they've made a mistake, they'll admit it.
Yeah. Well,
that's everybody else except me. I never make a mistake, you see. I wish.
Well, we probably haven't been on public lobbies in so long. We don't know how to judge it anymore.
No.
Yeah.
No.
And it's nice to see we've got 3 or 4 new guys and big fields. Except that Bathurst, the big field, is a lot of fun. That was quite a mashup at Bathurst yesterday or last week.
Yeah, I managed to get through all that. I didn't get involved in anything. I had really quite a good race. It was only one accident I had with Laszlo, and he did apologise afterwards. He lost it across the top of the mountain. I thought I could get past him before he bounced back onto the track, but I didn't make it.
Oh. And
I had about 22 seconds of damage, but the car was still drivable, and I managed to hang on at the end.
One thing about that mountain is even though you can take a nice spin, sometimes you end up facing the right way and you just keep going.
It's just luck. It's just luck.
Yeah. So
Thank you for that, Stuart.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting to see in January when we get AC Evo. That's going to be fun to start playing.
Yeah,
again.
I mean, it's. I don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, the only thing I've seen are the same as everybody. The few trailers that are around. Wondered if it was going to be. Hopefully, that it'll be usable as a platform for racing, because we can always have a mid. If we were, stuck on ACC, or we can have a Sunday race or maybe a midweek race on that. If it all runs okay, I don't. It'll be a little while because it'll obviously have to mature slightly. But what I've seen so far, it looks good.
Yeah, no, nice. No, we've talked in the admin that we'll get a server going as soon as we can, and as soon as they start populating that kind of thing, we'll get a server and we can all fool around with it, because we've been racing these same tracks for a couple of years now. Not that they're getting old, it's just that there's not a lot of experimentation that can go on track wise, but there's certainly going to be some interesting cars. We'll probably have to do some sort of everybody drives the same car kind of an approach to it. I bet at first.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, the thing is I'm sort of hooked on GT3s. I don't seem to drive anything else. Even though I've got nearly every game that's going, I always end up back on here racing GT3s.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just, to me, they're based on a real car, so they're not, like a Formula One car is to me is a, it's not a car. Although they call it a car, it's nothing like a car as such.
Okay.
And also, they're too bloody quick for me.
Yeah, I
they
know.
Go too quickly.
Yeah. When you go back onto PlayStation or something and you try an F1 on the same track you've been doing ACC on, it's like, oh whoa, I don't have that kind of reaction time anymore.
Well, it's like that. I've got that LMS Ultimate, the Ultimate.
Yeah,
Le Mans Ultimate. Sorry, and driving those hypercars, it's just like too flipping quick. It's just so difficult for me. It's probably because I've been so used to driving these things.
Well, probably.
And you get to know your way around the GT3 and setups and everything.
Yeah. We'll have to try. If we have to get into that, we'll have to try some. We'll have to make it an eSeniors for just us 65 plus guys.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, we'll have to have well, instead of having like platinum, silver, and bronze, we'll do it by age.
Yeah.
So that we have 2 groups, so give us a chance.
All right. Well, that was great. Great talking to you. Great seeing your face. I always love a British accent talking racing, and gives you guys more credibility, I think.
Yeah,
And
yeah, nice to speak to you, Mike. And I suppose we'll be on track again
on a couple,
Saturday.
Yeah, we will. And I'm trying to think
Right in the
where-
Red Bull Ring, where I find it very difficult to overtake anybody.
It's a neat track. I kind of like it, but it's you're right. It is tough.
It's a nice technical track. It's a nice track to drive. Once I've get into it, but overtaking somebody, I find it so difficult.
Yeah, those two sharp corners
Right.
are where you got to wait for somebody to make a mistake, basically.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and it is easy to make a mistake because you got to hit those really perfectly to get your best lap. Yeah.
Anyway,
All right.
thanks for looking, Derek, and you, Stuart, and Chris, and catch you on track soon. And thank you for calling me a leg end, Chris. That's very nice of you.
All right, Terry, it was great talking to you. We'll see you on track on Saturday. Bye.
Yep. See you later. Bye bye.
Bye for now, everybody.